Oh wow, there's even more sumac over there. Well, howdy. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we were out for a hike on the Red Hill Valley Trail again. Last night, we had an absolute torrential downpour of rain. And as such, there's so much water flowing down through the creeks and rivers that they're almost bursting at the banks. And with the water level being so high, I wanted to try to get a little bit of photography, especially of the water going over rocks. Right now, with there being so much volume of water, small little trickles have started on top of the rocks themselves where normally the water would be diverted around them. So I thought that would actually be a really interesting point to start with. Oh, well, hold on a sec. We got somebody hiking through the background. 1 minute. Interesting. So we have a guy basically walking through almost the center of the composition in the very far corner, almost going behind some trees. So I have no idea who this person is, but I figured, you know what? I'll try taking a couple photos with him in it. I think he's doing cleanup along the side of the riverbed, which is a great thing for people to do. So, kind of almost honor him as being part of the photo. Whether or not I will include it, I don't really know. As with most things, I'll show you guys the back of the camera after and explain my composition, but I moved back far enough and went as low as possible, trying to incorporate some of these rocks here in the foreground, as the water level has come up a lot higher and it does look really interesting. So much so that the constant little waves and the motion and everything, I am thinking of switching to my 75 to 300 and maybe putting on a polarizer just to help even out the water a bit more, as there is a lot of turbulence in it from the waterfalls. As well as there are also tons of bubbles just floating around too. And of course, they're definitely a part of the composition. I'm just not sure how I feel about them, or if I want to maybe just smooth out the entire surface a bit more with a polarizer, as well as a neutral density filter. The sunlight is getting a little bit further down behind a lot of the trees. So thankfully, there's really only ambient light just bouncing around. So right now, I went as close as I could possibly get it at f/22. And then I focused in on the middle distance where the waterfalls are, getting a little bit behind them, as well as mostly what's in the foreground right here with the rocks. I was kind of sat here for about 5 or 10 minutes just staring at the rocks on the bottom with the water level, as even though it may look kind of murky, over here on this side, because of how fast the water is moving, it's actually quite clean. So much so you can actually see a lot of the rocks and discoloration underneath the water. I don't know if I want to try to get one through the surface or not. I think that'll kind of be a little bit too abstract. Whereas this one is just perfect nature, a large volume of water rushing down a little stream here, and then simple rocks and pebbles in the foreground. You can see how in the foreground we have a lot of nice soft rocks, lots of different colors, shapes, different texture in the foreground. Then you see the water, the turbulence all over it in the background with the waterfalls, as well as all the bubbles swirling around in the foreground there as well. Now, I wasn't crazy about the bubbles at first. I kind of thought that those ruined it. However, under closer inspection, they are absolutely part of it, as the water is just rushing over the rocks so violently and just so quickly that it is creating so much turbulence that the bubbles are a natural occurrence. So I'm okay with them being part of the composition. As well, I'm at f/22, half a second, ISO 100. I removed as much as I could of the sun's glare from the trees, as I don't want to overexpose this. As you can see with the histogram, it is pretty much perfectly exposed. I could maybe brighten it up a smidge more if I wanted to, but to my eye, that's pretty good. So I'm just going to wait a few more minutes. As the sunlight gets a little bit more further behind some of the trees, if it darkens up a bit more, but just in case, I'm going to put on my circular polarizer, and it should help add a few more seconds to this composition. I'm just going to screw on the circular polarizer for this one. I'm basically caught between 1.6 and then 2 seconds, still at f/22, ISO 100 on the 50mm. So I don't have any neutral density filters for this lens, only the polarizer. All right, I'm gonna focus about 2/3 of the way in the photo. 2-second countdown timer. So the 2 seconds has definitely helped smooth out the water a lot more, and the bubbles have definitely started just almost kind of disappearing into the midst of it. That looks really interesting. Well, I'm gonna insert this photo now into the video. I am going to change up my composition a little bit. As I was talking about earlier, there's a very small little trickle of water going over that one rock. And it's not probably very usual that water will run over that, as the water level is quite high. Almost like when it's the end of winter and all the ice is melting and the water level is so high. So I'm going to switch lenses over. We're going to try taking a photo of that one as well. Make sure I remembered to clean the sensor the other day. So I've been making sure there's been quite a few more dust specks building up more and more in the photos. So, simple fix. Bust out a little full frame little squeegee. I think it's 2 drops of the liquid. Swipe the sensor one way, back the other. Make sure you get rid of all of the liquid. And bam! It's like it's brand new. So for the next photo, you can see that rock right there in the middle. I'll zoom in a bit more. You can see that very small trickle of water going over the rock. And what really caught my attention was the contrast between those really dark patches on the rock, as well as the much lighter portions up here over there on the right hand side, or in the center of the frame now. The contrast between those two, just those two shades, it is really interesting. And then of course with the water flowing over top of it. Now, the only thing I'm left to contemplate is if I want to shoot vertical or horizontal. One of the ultimate questions for a photographer. So I've finally honed in on a composition. The only thing I've changed up now is I went from full frame to a 1x1 crop, just eliminating a lot of the excess rocks and everything else from either side of the composition, and then just focusing in on the one particular rock. F25, 15 seconds, ISO 100. And a 2-second countdown timer. And because of all the very loose rocks and everything down here, I have to be very careful not to move around. Well, let's see how this one looks. That is much nicer, helps to get rid of a lot of the excess rocks. All right. I'm going to insert that photo into the video, and then we'll get out of here and keep hiking on. I'm going to keep hiking around. There was a bridge over here, but there's nothing really of interest on either side. There is, however, a golf course way over there. So I thought we'll start hiking around and see if we'll make our way towards the golf course. Hopefully before it gets too dark. Yeah, definitely. I'm happy we got the 2 photos we did here. Well, I'm gonna keep hiking on. Oh wow, look at all the sumac here. Wow. I decided to take another landscape photo. This time I'm trying to get the entire circle here of all the rocks, especially with all the water rushing over it. I'm trying to get all of that framed up into a shot. So I used my widest angle lens, my 50mm. I'm hovering around f11 to f16 just to make sure I get the entire area in focus. Base ISO, and so far I'm at 1.3 seconds. Now, in the top right-hand corner of the composition, even though the sun has set in about another 10 minutes or so, there is still a little bit of sunlight bouncing around. So I'm gonna deal with the glare in the water with a circular polarizer. We'll get rid of that. Then we're gonna kind of adjust the framing just a little bit, as I have to decide how much movement I want in the water. So we're gonna have to wait here a little while till the sun dies down a lot more. I'm thinking maybe 10 to 15 seconds should be long enough, but just in case, we'll get one all the way up at 30 seconds, just so we can see as much movement as possible in the water, adding a bit more life, more vibrancy to it, possibly. As with most things, I am very persistent, but you never actually truly know until you can see it in your Lightroom or see it on your computer, as the back of the camera only really tells part of the story. See how much that helps. And if not, later on we can take it off, try one without it once the sun has gone down enough. Now with the sunlight fading a little bit more, I increased it to about 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. It's still not quite peaking yet, so we'll just cut this difference. We'll start at 8. So I'm gonna close the aperture a little bit more to f22. We are now up to 10 seconds. Focus in the middle again. Take another photo. So the first one we did was only 6 seconds. This one is now 10. I'm gonna see how much more movement is added to it, as I don't want the ambient light to be too low. Otherwise the photo will be a little bit too dark and I'll have to push the shadows and the blacks a lot just to recover them. So I'm gonna have to play a very fine balance. We're probably about 10 to 12 minutes, maybe 15 at the most, after sunset will probably be the perfect amount of ambient light. That should just make this photo come alive a little bit more. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes now. Today's video is all about patience and perseverance, as this photo looks absolutely incredible. The shadows are becoming a lot softer now, as well as the light is fading very substantially, but there is still a very nice glow in the atmosphere, still bouncing around some reflective light. And I'm not quite sure how it'll pick up on this camera or not, but the light levels all around us are fading at a very, very consistent level. And then very soon, right after the sun sets, we will get just a little bit more light, which is the moment I'm waiting for. And With the polarizer, it'll help get rid of all of the glare, but it should help lift some of the shadows. It should help lift those up just a little bit more while still allowing it to be a longer exposure to allow a lot of movement in the water and a lot more motion in the picture. It'll convey a lot more activity. I'm curious if there's a point. I don't think 30 seconds will be necessary, as I feel like it'll kind of be saturated at a certain point. So I'm thinking between 20 and 25 should be probably perfect to give it enough movement, but not too much where it just kind of starts to look like a jarbled mess. And I want it to be very visible where you can just see a few of the water streams pouring into this ginormous vortex in the center. Now, I'm going to have to pick out the best one and insert it into the video. But for this one already, I have 5 or 6 photos, and I'll probably get another 5 or 6 more before the sunlight fades too much. So we're going to have quite a few photos to look through this one. So this photo is definitely a little finicky, a little bit challenging. I don't want the sunlight to fade too much, so I'm having to play around with the composition a little bit, changing some of the parameters. It's now been 14 minutes, or 15 minutes actually, after sunset. So this should now be the perfect time with a smaller amount of ambient light. If there was a lot less water, I don't think this photo would look as appealing. So I'm very grateful that we've had an absolute ridiculous amount of rainfall in the past little while. Well, the sunlight's fading more and more, so I'm gonna insert this photo into the video now. Today's video was all about patience and perseverance, and I think it definitely paid off with that last photo. But the light is starting to fade now, so I'm gonna have to start making my way back to the car. If you guys enjoyed the video today, like, comment, subscribe down below if you so wish, and I'll talk to you guys again in the next one. Have a good one.